Hey, what's up everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you guys for checking it out. I appreciate it. Please hit that like and subscribe button because I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel tremendously and it would mean a lot to me personally if you would do that. I appreciate all the awesome kind words and things like that you guys give me all the time. Michael Pachter probably gets a lot more play than he should, but at the end of the day, when you're an analyst like him, I guess being in the news all the time, whether gaming or whatever, can't be a bad thing. And in his latest episode of his show, Pachter Factor, he talked about how Sony could end up losing console dominance, and he talked about how consoles in general will decline in the future, and he answered questions from Twitter. He received a question asking, with console generations all but gone, what would Sony have to do to lose market dominance? And he gave a really good response. He said console software is going to move off consoles. So Sony is going to lose market dominance when you can play Call of Duty without a console. And that's going to happen in 2019 or 2020. So in the next 2 to 3 years, you're going to have the opportunity to download to your PC and play on your TV. And in the next 10 years, you're going to download to your phone and play on your TV. When that happens and there's no reason to buy a console, then the only people who are going to buy consoles or PlayStations are the people that want to play Sony first-party content. He explained that Sony was heading on a path of innovation by introducing services like PlayStation Now and PlayStation View, as well as free games and more exclusive content, and that he suggested Sony continue following the same path by offering players more than just a traditional gaming console. Imagine that, more than a traditional gaming console, almost like TV and consoles and things like that are meant to play, games and watch TV and do different things, kind of like the original Xbox One idea, Imagine that. But if players were to get the same content and more without spending on a separate device or just use a PC or phone, that would be a more attractive option. And he says, I think what Sony's going to have to do is make the console do more, and they're headed that way. So PlayStation Now and PlayStation View, lots of free games for players, maintaining a robust network, having indie games that are available only on PlayStation, that's what they'll have to do. But if the cost of all that stuff is $400 plus $5 a month, and you can play without a console, so no $400, so not as many people are going to do it. In the end, Pachter predicted that the console market will soon fall as a whole, as every upcoming console generation is half as successful or as big as the last. In the future, very few lazy or rich people will actually bother buying a console. Therefore, Sony won't actually lose that much market dominance, but will suffer due to the end of the console era. Which, again, I have to completely kind of disagree with that, since people can already play and download games on their PC, but if you're a console gamer, you're going to play on a console. Like, for me, I have no interest in playing games on a PC or a phone, like, ever in the future. I do see, I don't agree with him either that the consoles generations are getting lower in terms of sales after each one, especially if it looks like the Switch is going to take off. I mean, last generation was abnormal because it lasted so long, so you had 3 successful or semi-successful consoles, but the one before that, the only really successful one was the PS2, and so far this generation, you have the PS4 at like 60 million and probably the Xbox One somewhere hovering around 40 million, and we don't know where the Switch is at, but that looks like it's going to take off and be pretty successful. I definitely don't see, I see Sony quote-unquote losing dominance because I don't really think they're dominating anything right now, particularly in the States and things like that, but I can see them losing that, and they do only have all their eggs into one basket, so I guess that is kind of weird. But I also thought it was weird that he was talking about things that the original Xbox One launched with, those ideas of being more than just a gaming console, and how that's kind of okay now, even though it wasn't okay back in 2013. So anyway, I'm curious to hear what you guys' thoughts are on this. I will link this article in the description so you guys can check it out. Let me know, sound off, all that good stuff. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.